Welcome back to Daily AI News at Let's Data Science. It's 2026-04-24. Today we're diving into some pivotal developments, from the future of machine intelligence to major product launches. Let's get to it. Our first top story is a watershed moment for cybersecurity and frontier AI. Anthropic has introduced a powerful new model called Mythos, released under a tightly controlled preview program known as Project Glasswing. Unlike general purpose assistants, Mythos is purpose built for offensive and defensive security tasks. According to Anthropic's own reporting and independent coverage, Mythos can autonomously discover previously unknown software vulnerabilities, generate working exploits, chain them together, and even obfuscate its traces. Internal testing results are striking. Anthropic claims Mythos uncovered thousands of vulnerabilities across major operating systems and browsers and achieved an 83% success rate, creating exploits on its first attempt. Access was limited to more than 40 organizations, including Amazon, Microsoft, Apple, Cisco, NVIDIA, and Mozilla, with 11 partners actively working on remediation of critical flaws. However, the rollout has already encountered turbulence. Anthropic disclosed it is investigating unauthorized access to the Mythos preview through a third-party vendor portal. Reports suggest a small group may have gained rogue access. That incident highlights a crucial point for practitioners. When models themselves become high-impact attack tools, supply chain security and access controls become as critical as model alignment. For security teams, Mythos compresses weeks of red teaming into hours. For policymakers and infrastructure operators, it signals a dual-use inflection point. The same capabilities that harden systems can accelerate zero-day exploitation. Expect rapid investment in AI-assisted vulnerability scanning, tighter model governance frameworks, and increased scrutiny of vendor access pathways. Next, we turn to the escalating open-source arms race. DeepSeek has released a preview of its next-generation model family, DeepSeek V4, introducing two variants, DeepSeek V4 Pro and DeepSeek V4 Flash. The Pro version uses a mixture of experts architecture and is advertised with a 1 million token context window. DeepSeek claims V4 Pro leads other open models on coding and reasoning benchmarks and trails frontier closed systems like GPT 5.4 and Gemini 3.1 Pro by roughly 3 to 6 months. DeepSeek V4 Flash targets lower latency and lower inference cost, appealing to teams prioritizing deployment efficiency. The company also emphasizes hardware optimization for Huawei-compatible chips, signaling a deliberate move toward a regionally resilient AI stack less dependent on NVIDIA GPUs. Independent benchmark trackers such as Val's AI place V4 Pro at the top of the open-source leaderboard for code generation and math. Still, reproducibility questions remain. DeepSeek previously claimed it trained models for under $6 million in compute, and the community will be watching closely for detailed cost per token analyses and replication studies. For ML engineers, the practical takeaway is clear. The gap between closed and open models continues to narrow. A 1 million token context window changes how we design retrieval pipelines, long document analysis, and agent workflows. But until independent testing confirms performance at scale, treat preview claims cautiously. Now to enterprise geopolitics. Cohere and Aleph Alpha have announced a transatlantic combination to form a sovereign AI provider anchored in Germany and Canada. The deal includes a $600 million investment from the Schwarz Group, the German conglomerate that owns Lidl and Kaufland. Reporting suggests shareholders in the combined company will split roughly 90% to Cohere and 10% to Aleph Alpha, with some estimates valuing the entity near $20 billion. The strategic objective is explicit: deliver sovereignty-first AI stacks for regulated sectors like finance, defense, healthcare, energy, telecoms, and public services. Expect on-premise and private cloud deployments, strict regional data residency controls, and enterprise governance tooling. For practitioners working in regulated industries, this introduces a credible alternative to U.S. hyperscaler-dominated AI infrastructure. Integration risk remains non-trivial. Aligning Cohere's commercial scale with Aleph Alpha's European public sector relationships will require harmonizing compliance frameworks and engineering stacks across jurisdictions. But the broader signal is unmistakable. Sovereign AI is moving from rhetoric to industrial-scale investment. Our fourth top story centers on OpenAI's latest frontier model, GPT 5.5. OpenAI describes GPT 5.5 as its first fully retrained base model since GPT 4.5, optimized for agentic coding, multi-step workflows, and research tasks. It is rolling out to ChatGPT Plus, Pro, Business, and Enterprise users, with GPT 5.5 Pro available to higher tiers and API access forthcoming. On benchmarks, OpenAI reports GPT 5.5 achieves 82.7% on Terminal Bench 2.0, compared to GPT 5.4 at 75.1%, while maintaining per-token latency parity and improved token efficiency in codex tasks. Notably, OpenAI classifies GPT 5.5 as high risk for cybersecurity, biological, and chemical capability under its preparedness framework. That designation means it can amplify severe harm pathways, though OpenAI states it does not cross the threshold for a critical rating. The GPT 5.5 system card details expanded red teaming and collaboration, with nearly 200 trusted partners. For enterprise security teams, this is a cue to revisit threat models around code generation, tool use, and autonomous workflow chaining. Capability gains are meaningful, and so is the risk acknowledgement. Now, for a few other key updates in our lightning round. Security researchers report an organized exploitation campaign targeting CVE 2025-55182, a 10.0 CVSS preauth remote code execution flaw known as React-to-Shell affecting React Server Components and Next.js. Attackers used the BISA scanner and a Telegram bot called @BISA ScanBot to confirm more than 900 successful compromises. Tooling reportedly incorporated Claude Code and Claude Sonnet Force 6 models via a control surface dubbed OpenClaw. Harvested data included ENV files, AWS and Azure credentials, and API keys for providers such as Anthropic, OpenAI, Google, Mistral, and Hugging Face. Immediate mitigation: patch, rotate secrets, and audit object storage for suspicious InvArchive uploads. In defense technology, the Pentagon has requested approximately $54 billion to expand AI-enabled and autonomous systems under the Defense Autonomous Warfare Group, or DAVDG. Coverage cites companies like Anduril and Skydio as potential beneficiaries. If approved, this would represent one of the largest investments in autonomous warfare systems to date, intensifying debates about doctrine, safeguards, and operational readiness. Meanwhile, Elon Musk confirmed Tesla will use Intel's forthcoming Fortinet process node for chips produced at its Terafab initiative. A $3 billion pilot fab is planned at Giga Texas, with SpaceX positioned for high-volume manufacturing. Since Intel Fortinet is still under development, Tesla is effectively tying its AI compute roadmap to Intel's node maturity timeline, marking a strategic vote of confidence in Intel Foundry services. Finally, China publicly demonstrated the Atlas drone swarm system, capable of launching and coordinating up to 96 drones from a 3-vehicle architecture built around the Swarm 2 ground combat vehicle. All drones can be airborne within 300 seconds, with sub-3-second launch intervals. The system integrates autonomous target discrimination and formation reconfiguration, signaling algorithm-driven kill chains, moving from concept to field demonstration. And that's your AI briefing for today. The landscape is moving faster than ever, and we'll be here to track it with you. For more insights, visit us at letsdatascience.com. Thanks for tuning in, stay curious, and we'll be back tomorrow with the latest in AI.